Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Wednesday, which means it is time for another Nozz watches Vox Machina. Oh boy. So, in the last episode of Vox Machina, everybody, they stormed the schoolhouse. I don't know, the guy where the teacher was. And it did not go well for good old Poissy. It really did not. Oh boy. Yeah, just all around, seems like it's getting rather dark. Which, I mean, makes sense for a campaign with fucking vampires in it. But, hey, I suppose that's just how shit shakes out sometimes, isn't it? But, I mean, they're not gonna wind up killing Percy's sister. They're not gonna do it. Like, fucking, they've already fucking, juked us out with her being, dead but not dead before. They're not gonna do it a second time. That'd be ridiculous if they did that. But I mean, hey, it's a D&D campaign, so sometimes the DM just goes, you know what, this seems like a good time for some trauma. Let's just bring in some trauma. That's fine. But let's go ahead and see what happens, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, and go! Man, I love traumatizing my players. It's great. Man, this is very non-canon. Where's the Cat of Nine Tails and a self-flagellation? Because as you all know, every cleric is secretly just a Catholic. Oh, shit, I have played enough games with perverts to know where this is going. Holy shit. Yep. Played enough game with perverts. Know exactly where that dream was going. Holy shit. Pike, you gotta listen to Symmetra. She's the weakest hero in Overwatch. This is all she's got. Ooh. That's a fucking oof. Get fucked, Symmetra. Holy shit. Once more, unto the breach. See? Should have listened to Symmetra. It's gonna only go poorly. It's only gonna go poorly. Oh, jeez. Man, my D&D game on Monday got cancelled because we're playing Wild Beyond the Witchlight, and you can't really play that and have someone not show up. Because it's a game where, like, it's the Feywild, so, like, once you get into the Feywild, it's like, okay, people can just, wander off into, like, Fey Mist, and, they come back later, and it's like no time has passed for them, whatever, right? Because that's the But, like, the start of it's in a fucking carnival, and it's on a fucking... Like, it's on a schedule. Like, the DM needs to keep track of time and, like, what everyone's doing. So if someone's not there for a week, it's like, well, fuck. What were you doing for this entire fucking section where the big top was going on? Like, it's honestly the weakness of that campaign. Just, like, how regimented, like, the first, like, 2 or 3 fucking sessions have to be. Percy, you thought she was dead for the last decade, alright? This is just a return to status quo, holy shit. Unfortunately, NPCs don't get death saves, so... I don't know, Percy. This one's not gonna go very well. God, I fucking love material components. Like, when you visualize material components in spells. I love that shit. Oh my god, holy shit! Holy fuck! The big twist, Percy's inbred as shit, like a Habsburg. And I know he's not an artificer, but the fact that, like, he just held... Oh. Like, I know he's a gunslinger and not an artificer, but, like... Man, artificers, like, really do just fucking melee. Holy shit. Like, yes, they've got firearms. They've got ridiculous amounts of ranged shit going on. But because one of their subclasses is based entirely around melee, the baseline artifice is still pretty fucking good. Like, holy shit. When you go on a journey of revenge, be sure to dig 2 graves. Fucking idiot. Fucking idiot, I'm gonna kill way more than 2 people. Wow. Damn, there goes the fucking love interest of... There goes the love interest for her, damn. Can't believe it. We're gonna need someone who can break a 23 AC. I mean, maybe rubbing dirt in an open neck wound, probably not the best idea. I don't know about that one. Just turns Cass into a fucking ent. Oh my god! That's fucking amazing! Just, just wake up and just scream. I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna steal that. Someone gets... Someone just gets rezzed, and the first thing they see with the person who rezzed them, they just start fucking screaming. Oh my god. Skinned alive? Really? That's what you're going for? There's so many better ways to get revenge, my dude. Holy shit. You know? Just slowly just take someone, just take someone apart, starting at the toes and just making your way up. I mean, come on. Or bringing someone down to death saves and then reviving and then bringing them back and then sending them back down. God, Grog just cannot win, can he? Holy shit. Ah! Charm person. Ah, the charm and dominate person schools are just mwah, mwah, absolute fucking chef's fucking kiss of spells. Like holy shit. In my Thursday game, I had one of my players detonate a fireball centered on themselves. Because a hag used dominate person, and it's fucking great because the guy only has 8 fucking wisdom. It's absolutely fucking great. The deity you were trying to call has disconnected. Please hang up the phone and try again. Fucking Everlight's just like, okay, fine, you stupid fucking hobbit cunt, what do you want? Holy shit. No, it's the fucking Eye of Sauron, holy shit. Hello, Lost, I'm Everlight. I mean, you're right there. I mean, I feel like you've done it, my dude. Man, maybe you should have picked a god that's less of a fucking bitch, like, holy shit. Like, bruh, not even fucking Coralon is this fucking pithy, holy shit. I mean, see, this is why wisdom should never be a dump stat, like, holy shit. Like, seriously, even if you're playing a fucking, like, extreme martial class, put some fucking points in wisdom, for fuck's sake! Holy shit! It is, like, the most useful fucking attribute. Dump charisma? That's fine, so long as you've got a bard or a warlock in your group, then fine. Just have them do the fucking charisma checks. But everyone benefits from not being fucking mind controlled. Holy shit. Everyone benefits. Oh my god. Like, it's why anytime as a DM I see players going with fucking, like, 8 or 9 wisdom, I just go like, oh, you are going to fucking regret that. That... That shouldn't work like that. Dominate Person is a concentration spell. You can only cast it once. Unless he's got some sort of, like... Unless he's got some sort of, like, fucking ability lets him cast multiple concentration spells. Or some magical item that's doing it. But that's some fucking bullshit right there. Holy fuck. Well, that'll do it. Well, that'll fucking do it. Holy shit. Ah, okay, magic item tongue. Okay, that wasn't just an effect on the tongue. His tongue was literally a fucking magic item. Understandable. I guess I guess here's the question. Where the fuck did they get a magic item tongue? I mean, the murder seems to be doing pretty well. I don't know, Chief. Really seems like murder is just the way to go. Holy fuck. Bro, imagine not doing a murder. You know? Also, I choose to believe this fucking plague doctor mask he's got. He's not just like pulling them out, they're just manifesting on his face. He's having to pull them off, toss them aside. Like, where the fuck is this shit coming from every time? It's a new fucking plague mask every time. I want her to just open her mouth and it's just big fucking vampire fangs. I got these sick fucking teeth. Look at these shits. Well, that's nice of them at least. Grog really did just dump int and wisdom, didn't he? Holy shit. Cassandra. Oh boy. Skyrite? Is it Skyrite? Is that what you're doing? If it's Skyrite, then yeah. How the fuck is Skyrite terrifying? Holy shit. It literally does nothing. Basically, she's using it for its intended purpose, throwing up a fucking middle finger in the middle of the. I've had players literally just. I've had players literally just use Skyrite basically every 10 minutes. Just every fucking 10 minutes, just like stand outside of fucking Ravenloft Castle and just write Strahd is a bitch in the middle of the sky until Strahd just got so fucking pissed he came down and fought them because at that point they were just so fucking insistent on it. I was like, fine, he comes down, he's gonna fucking kick your shit. Fucking Silas is just like, God, I love it when she does pact magic. Our man's fucking heart might not beat anymore, but his cock is rock fucking hard. we can pose. We could just pose out in the lobby, you know, have like a little fun little attraction for the kiddos. The big twist: Pike was Everlight the entire time. Oh shit! All this whoring and I want Everlight to just like switch, and it's like that one god in fucking Faerun, who's just a guy who got so fucking drunk that he ascended to the fucking Mount Celestia. That's a real fucking thing, by the way. There is a god in Faerun who got so fucking drunk that he just ascended Mount Celestia and became a goddamn god. And he has paladins. Paladins of alcohol. Holy shit. Do you want to rejoin the party, or do you want to roll a new character? Pick one. He's just gonna shoot lightning out of his cock every chance he gets, isn't he? That's just gonna be a consistent fucking thing, huh? Oh boy. No, oh. This is the least eloquent bard I've ever fucking met. Holy shit. Well, Scanlan wouldn't be the first time, I imagine. I mean, I don't think they're that kind of zombie, Scanlan. I don't know. Sky right, sky right. Would Scanlan have even been affected? Because I'm assuming he must have decently high wisdom. Because bards do benefit from wisdom. Because they're basically skill monkeys. So the higher their overall attributes are, the better. I think the only thing they don't really benefit from is strength, because the skills you get from strength, I do not actually think bards get by default, but I might be wrong. I don't play a bard. I'm ace. Why would I play a bard? Like, the only bard I play is actually asexual. Oh boy. Alright, okay. That is fun. Alright, so, I mean, I knew they weren't gonna kill Cassandra. Is a little bit against the mechanics of the game because NPCs usually don't get deaths. You know, that is actually kind of weird. Can we talk about that for a sec? Yeah, NPCs in Dungeons and Dragons don't get death saves. That's fucking weird. Like, and I think that actually plays into the fact that players don't fucking die ever. Like, by the way, I'm not saying that as a DM, kill your players. I'm not saying that, because it should not be a meat grinder. But at the same time, though, your players should feel fucking, like, a sense of danger. So, like I've actually run Cyberpunk I actually run Cyberpunk once a month for my patron games now, just to kind of to wean them onto it. Because goddamn, do I love Cyberpunk way fucking more. And in Cyberpunk, everyone has death saves. Everyone. But also, in Cyberpunk, death saves work a little bit different in that if you get one death save failure, you're dead. And every time you succeed a death save, it gets harder. It gets harder. But until you're stabilized, you're still able to move. You're still able to shoot with penalties, of course. But if you are dead, and you get stabilized, or not like dead, but like if you are like a 0 hit points and you're on death saves and you get stabilized, you're unconscious. But so like it becomes a moment of like, okay, do I keep going around and try and shoot, or do I let the medtech stabilize me and fall unconscious for 1d4 hours? You know, that's the issue. Or, better question, do I fucking snort a line of black lace and fucking temporarily lose the negatives of being at 0 hit points while rolling my death saves, but also potentially become addicted to fucking black lace? Like, you know, it's an issue. Yeah, like it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Like and the fact that this episode kind of sort of gave Cassandra death saves is actually kind of neat. I like that. That's fun. And I kind of wish that more games actually did that. Like I in my Cyberpunk game, the last one of the characters was fighting this big tough guy with like a fucking like big flak jacket and everything, and he's got a samurai sword because of course he fucking does. And this guy was just succeeding at his death saves and continually like fighting the guys. He's trying to run away. The samurai goes up to him and just fucking zandatsus him, gives him like a fucking. I think he did like multiple attacks. I think, and basically gave this guy two fucking death save penalties, because every time you get hit while at 0 hit points, your death saves get harder by a certain amount. And so, like, when the guy's turn came, he rolled his death save, and he just fucking died, and it just turned into a thing of, like, as this guy is just holding on, you run up to him with your sword, and you just fucking Zandatsu him, like, right, and just boom, 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 sliced him into fucking chunks. And that was so fucking cool, and you had this thing of, like, okay, who survives? Do you know? Like the players, I will admit they did the fight really, really well. Only the Netrunner really took a lot of damage. But I can imagine if in a scenario where like they were on death saves as well, it becomes a matter of, okay, well, who survives? Or does this become a Pyrrhic victory and both of you fucking die? Because that's also a valid option. Because you need to be stabilized. But yeah, like that is actually a really cool mechanic that I'm glad is kind of here, the fact that Cassandra got death saves, because it means that, like, just because she got fucking reduced to 0 hit points doesn't mean that's it, she's gone, character's dead. And I think, honestly, that might actually make... I mean, it might make D&D combat take even fucking longer, but that's just an issue with the fucking system, so, yeah. But as for this episode itself, I really enjoyed it, because... of the same reason I've enjoyed every other episode so far. It's just a fucking D&D campaign with the fat cut, and it turned into a really, really well animated TV show. It's really, really good. I like it a lot. Oh god, my brain just fucking melted out of my head a little bit. Oh boy. So I think like a thing that I like very specifically is I like that. I do like that Anders, like his whole fight isn't based around him being like a boss. It's a boss based around mechanics, and I think those honestly work the best in D&D. I think an enemy that's like, you can kill this enemy in one hit, but they've got bullshit around them that will prevent that hit unless you deal with it. I think those are honestly the best fucking fights to have in D&D, because one, they're hard to come up with, but two, they make the players think, and three, it kind of does get around the weakness of the system, because once again, the weakness of D&D is the fact that combat kind of fucking sucks, and it's why my favorite fucking boss fights in D&D are roleplay based ones. Like, anyone that has played in one of my games before, which, by the way, patrons can actually join in on my tabletop games. Right now we've got a campaign going. With the next campaign I do, I'm gonna open it up again. Um, like, like anyone who's played one of my games will know that I prefer roleplay over combat. Like, if you can solve a scenario with roleplay and use of abilities and just, you know, all the fun shit, I will always prefer that, and I will always encourage that in my games. To the point where I've had characters end quests just without rolling checks because they just fucking acted it out really, really well. Like, you don't need a charisma check if you impress the DM enough. That's actually in the fucking rule book, and I think that and honestly, this episode really kind of showed that, because yeah, Anders was not that bad of a fight. The main issue with him was the charm person. And the fact that it is not a standard charm person because he had that magic tongue that allowed him to just use it as many times as he wanted on whoever, that works really well, and that's really fun. And I do appreciate that he didn't use it on Percy, because the fun thing about charm person is you cannot make anyone do a self-destructive action unless that self-destruction is ancillary to the main effect. So, if you wanted to use charm person, you could, rules as written, cause someone to cast fireball centered on themselves, because they aren't the target. And, you know, like, basically like, oh, you will shoot a fireball 1 foot in front of you. That's entirely a valid option for charm person, because you can't make somebody do something that will directly harm themselves, and they can't target themselves with an attack. But you can target anything else. And the fact that this guy wanted Percy dead meant that he couldn't control Percy, because if you cause someone to hurt themselves with a charm person, or you try to, it immediately ends. So yeah, I thought that was really cool, and also, like, it's a major mindfuckery to have, you know, the rest of Percy's friends try and turn on him. I'm not quite sure what the ricochet thing was. I'm assuming that's a gunslinger feature, but it was really cool. I liked it a lot. Percy's edginess is still a little bit nyeh, but I kind of just accept it as a Matt Mercerism at this point. It's going to happen. It's going to be a thing. Whatever. Who gives a shit? The usage of actual spell components is actually really nice. I do like that a lot, and I'm gonna be honest, I wish more players would actually take into account. Like, I understand, like, oh, like, you're using an arcane focus 90% of the time, whereas I'm pretty sure that Keyleth has a component pouch. But, and honestly, that's why I'll say, maybe next time you play a caster, try taking a component pouch. Or if you do take an arcane focus, you know, actually play that into your fucking roleplay, you know? Like, I usually take an arcane focus, I do, but I also play wizards more often than not, like, whereas, like, a component pouch is more for druids. So whenever I cast a spell, I don't just say, oh, fucking Geggs casts fireball. It's, no. So Geggs is my, scribe wizard. So her spell book has her arcane focus built into it. So it's like, Geggs raises her spellbook, she opens the page, and a fireball just bursts forward. You know, it's little things, but it's like, it helps you really get into the world, and it's something that I'm really glad that they did here, and is pretty fucking good, and it really does ground the roleplay as dumb as that sounds, because it's fucking, you know, magic and swords and sorcery. But it's like, you know, especially when you get really down into it. Like, I knew a guy who had, oh fuck, what is it? It's a magic item where you can, basically, instead of having a spell book, you have a tattoo along your arm, and all of your spells are inscribed along this big tattoo sleeve. And so his left arm was completely dominated by this tattoo that kind of represented every spell he had. And what he would do is, he would put 2 fingers to the tattoo, and he would pull the spell from it and throw it. and it was so fucking cool. I think like the best thing he ever did was it was Magic Missile. It was Magic Missile, and it was represented by 3 like throwing knives tattooed on his arm. He's like, I take 3 fingers, I place them over the throwing knives, and I just from my wrist I go like thwip, 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 basically like running the 3 fingers over his wrist, and then just like thwip, 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 and just like the magic missiles just slid out of the tattoo along his hand, and then just out, just bam, 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 and it like, and just like the fact that it was just, you could just imagine it happening was so fucking cool, and I love that so much. Yeah, tabletop games are fun. And when, especially when you have a system like Dungeons and Dragons that has its own very, very rough limitations as far as how shit works, you've got to have the role play to have the fun shit. And this show really gets that across. Really gets it across in a really good way, and I like that a lot. Story-wise, I am pretty interested in where this Briarwood shit is going, but honestly, I'm just here for the ride. Like, I don't, like, the story is very, very trite as far as, like, D&D stories go. It's like, oh man, like vampires took over, and they're fucking doing crimes, and they're doing this, it's basically just Curse of Strahd, but, like, entirely within the fucking town of Barovia. But, thing is, that's fine. It's a fucking tabletop campaign, and it's like one of the players' first ever rodeo. Of course the first one's going to be relatively tame, right? I'm hoping that arcs after this get a little more, like, deep, a little more in there, but at the same time, once again, it's tabletop. The interesting thing isn't the campaign. The interesting thing is the interactions between the players and how they bounce off the campaign, and that is really, really the strength here. Like, you know, vampires took over a town. Oh, geez, never fucking seen that one before. But, like, between Scanlan, Vex, Vax, Keyleth, Grog, fucking Percy, like, all of these characters, I absolutely fucking adore them, and I want to see what they get up to and what, like, happens to them. I don't think any of them are gonna wind up fucking dying, but bleh, whatever. But, yeah. That's all I got. So let me know what you thought of this down there in the comments, whether you liked it, you disliked it, or you want to bring up something I forgot to talk about, which is entirely possible. Oh, boy. Remember to like, comment, favorite, subscribe, share on social media, tell your friends, hit the share button down below. If you want more content like this, then I try and then I try and post anime every single day at around noon, and also try and live stream every day as well. I'm kind of thinking about changing my stream times, so I might experiment with it through the week. But today, I'm going to be streaming at 7 o'clock with a friend of mine, Riv, because she doesn't get off work until 6. So it's delayed anyway, so we'll see how that goes. We're going to be playing Divinity Original Sin 2, and that's going to be linked up in the right-hand corner. Hopefully I'll see you guys there. That game is a lot of fun, and I'm going to have to stop Riv from fucking a skeleton. Just going to happen. Oh well. But, yeah. Anyway, everybody, as always, I am Nozzy the Goblin, and I will see you in the next video, but most importantly, I will become a goblin today, and I will see you around.
The adventure begins, they were always beside you, your nerdy best friends, and the DM to guide you, and they rise from the flames for the battles ahead. Villains beware, 'cause you're about to be dead.